Welcome to Rock the Crown. Hey Crown Nation, it's your queen, Nefertari Haziz. I am one of the hosts coming to you with Rock the Crown. And today we're going to be doing a segment on traveling. So we're going to dive into the topic of traveling. This is something that all of us definitely love to do. My experience with traveling in the past year, 2023, was more so traveling right here in the United States of America. So I just kind of want to touch on that a little bit. I know a lot of times we talk about traveling overseas, you know, just abroad, which is a great thing to do. But we also have a lot of things to look at right here in the United States. And so as a mother, as a wife, as a grandmother, as a businesswoman, of course, too, I've discovered a lot of joy in traveling throughout this past year. So just taking care of loved ones, being there for them during special memories, moments, so that you can have those special memories to live off of, as well as just business in general. I want to share just a little bit with you all. So as I said, just traveling here in the United States, you know, between the hustle and bustle from New York all the way to the other end of the country in California. I have a sister that's in Vegas. I have family that's like all over the place. So just adding, you know, your personal touch to your travel, whether it's flying, whether it's, people always kind of joke around with me flying, but you know, whether you want to fly or you want to drive. I used to drive all the time from Atlanta to Kansas City being my hometown, so that's Midwest. It's about a 12-hour drive. You know, you can make fun in traveling with driving as well. Or, you know, some people take those longer driving trips. You know, I used to live in Virginia as well many eons ago when my children were very young, and that was a 24-hour ride from Kansas City to Virginia. So, you know, wherever it is, whether your family is here locally and you just travel with them wherever you guys are going, or if you're traveling to see your family, you don't get a chance to be around them all the time, which is like myself. So I have six children. No, I'm sorry, I have six grandchildren and I have seven children. And my traveling in the past 2023, it's been really fun. So I've done things between going to Maryland, to DC, Virginia. I actually have a son now who is in Washington State, and I have a son in New York. You know, they travel from all. So some of the other traveling that I've been able to go and do with family, you know, traveling to DC or Maryland area. I have children there. My husband's family is from DC area. My new grandbaby this year, you know, so going between gender reveals to baby showers to birthday parties. I just went to Florida a couple weeks ago. And so one of the advantages of having children who live in different places is traveling. And so, you know, we get to really experience things from the different states, whether you're in the mountains, to seeing the beautiful landscapes from Yellowstone National Park all the way to just the vibrant cultures of New Orleans. You know, I went to New Orleans many years ago, and I am excited about going soon. You know, I have a brother who just went to New Orleans not too long ago, and actually my son too. So we know that they have some really good food. So, so between the hustle and the bustle in the streets of New York to some of the other more quiet areas, depending on what it is that your trip is going to be for, definitely just start to plan, make those. I want to be able to give you guys some tips So one of the tips that I would like to give is on clothing. Let me see where. Yeah, planning ahead. So we want to plan ahead on packing. So what's one of the first things you need to do? One of the first things we need to do is check the weather. We want to check the weather. First things first, making sure in the forecast, wherever your destination is going to be, that you're planning your outfits accordingly. Not only will this keep you comfortable, but it also will help you avoid overpacking. Yeah, I've kind of got this thing about overpacking, but I actually know when I'm overpacking, but I do it on purpose. When I went on Hajj back in 2010, it's definitely one of those experiences that'll help you to curb your packing and put as less as possible in there, because you've got to lug all that stuff around by yourself. So another thing, so we're talking about packing, checking the weather, packing for the weather, saving space. So far, also layering. Layering is a really good thing to do. You want to be able to embrace the sun as well as the chilling period. So if you layer and put on a sweater or a jacket over certain things that you're wearing, this definitely will be helpful, because the temperatures are definitely going to change no matter where it is that you're going. Some places may be a little more hot than others throughout the day, but you still may have that time where you might need to put on a little light sweater or whatnot. So being able to unlayer your clothing, mix and match and that kind of stuff. Another advice I can give on clothing is to roll your clothes. Rolling your clothes actually allows more space for your clothes. The technique minimizes wrinkles as well, so you won't have to iron. I actually like to iron. Some people don't like to iron, but I like to iron even before I go, so that my trip is really easy. You can just take your stuff out, whether you take your stuff out to hang it up when you first get to where you're going, or you take it out to put it on, but most of it is already done. So just making sure that things are more comfortable for you, okay? Also, one of the other pieces of advice that I want to give is looking at the different fabric contents of your clothing. You want to maybe start to try to pick fabrics that are wrinkle resistant, or fabrics that dry real quickly if you are sweating. This not only keeps you to look fresh, but it also allows you to wash and rewear your clothes, whether you need to hand wash it or hang it and it dries really fast. But this definitely helps out, not having to do too much. And I want to give you a little bit of advice on what to carry in your carry-on. So if you're flying, a lot of times we pack our luggage, we check our bags, and then we leave a lot of things in that luggage that we need in order to just have the basics with us. So a lot of times I like to have just like a little bag, put all your little toiletries in there, not necessarily everything that you're going to be using the whole trip, but just some basics with your toothbrush, toothpaste, something to wash off on. Because sometimes what happens is that we fall into situations where our luggage either gets lost or our luggage is delayed. And so if you just keep an outfit or two, some undergarments, and some things to freshen up with, this definitely will help. And so some of the advice I would give is just pretty much stay comfortable, try to stay fresh, keep your luggage light, think about your colors and mix and match your outfits so you don't have to overpack. And of course, just staying safe and having fun and being able to explore, whether you're with your family, your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your girlfriends, or if you're on a business journey. So these are some of the tips that I wanted to bring to you today. Again, we're talking about traveling in the United States. So many different places where we can go, whether you want to hit up the museums, travel in the mountains, get some cabins, or if you want to be on the beach shores, all of these things. So when you get ready to pack your things lightly, pack where you can layer, pack where you can mix match and have fun. And so I actually show you a little bit on what I have on this weekend. I know I've got a little glitter thing going on, but basically you won't believe I'm wearing a t-shirt and some jogging pants and some Ugg boots right now. So all of this is great advice that I wanted to be able to give you, just a little bit of tips. And so one of the other things that I want to mention about packing is try to pack with some shoes that are very versatile. Shoes that fit easy into your luggage, shoes that are not very bulky. So as we begin to roll our clothes and pack our clothes and use a limited amount of space, take into consideration that as you're making the choices for your shoe selection. I'll be talking to you guys soon. See you later, Crown Nation.